Hey there, real quick before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Kloppel Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and running the chat is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? Yesterday, I got to go to a national state park and went geocaching over treacherous terrain.
Yeah, do you geocache very often?
No, but my uncle does.
Okay.
So whenever he's with us on like a mini little trip or whatever,
Yeah.
we try to stop and do that.
Okay, I've never been, but it's like where you have to like follow directions and like find random treasures that other people have buried
Yes.
throughout the world.
Yeah,
That's
and hidden. Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right. Well, today we're doing the song Never Gonna Give You Up, so you can rickroll all of your friends. Oh, hi, couple. Yeah, we'll get moving. I want to show you what it's going to sound like at full speed eventually once you practice this thing up. It'll sound something like this. 1, 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you So if that seems really crazy fast, that's because that's really crazy fast. You do not have to go really crazy fast. You can go slow with me, but I'll show you all of these notes. The good news is this is super duper repeaty. So once we get the first 2, 3, 4 notes down, then you'll have almost all the notes that you need. I'm gonna start on a G right here. If you wanna find a G on your piano, you just find any group of 3 black notes, like those ones or those ones. Just don't use a group of 2 and you should be safe. Any group of 3 black notes, you're gonna take the middle note and drag it slightly what we call down, slightly to the left. So go that direction and land on a white note, just barely, just the next note over from the middle note in a group of 3, and that's gonna be a G, and that's gonna be super duper important. The one right next to it, because G is the last note in the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the next note over is gonna be an A, because we just ended the musical alphabet, so that one's gonna be an A. So it looks at the beginning like, oh no, I gotta go all the way from a G to an A, but they're right next to each other on the piano. So we're gonna play that one, and then we're gonna play that one. But you don't even have to know that it's an A, just know that you go over 1 note. And then from there, you're not gonna go over 1 note, you're gonna go over 2 notes, you're gonna skip. And these 3 notes right here are the beginning 3 notes of Never Gonna. So try saying the words out loud as you play those 3 notes, Never Gonna. It's gonna be really fast, and the count is gonna be 1, 2, 3, and where we would usually say 4 is where you're gonna start Never Gone. Really super duper fast. So along with the track, it would be something like this. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, Never Gone. Yeah, really super duper fast. Now the next note is a note we've already played here. So we're gonna play Never Gone. After you have that, we wanna go back 1 note, back to that A. So Never Gonna. Try that right there, Never Gonna. Yeah. It's pretty fast, and that's probably gonna be like the hardest part of the song is all of the Never Gonnas. After we do that, we've gotta jump way, way, way up. So if these were our 3 notes that we've used so far, go ahead and go over to that C, and not the next note over, because that'd be a D, but the next note over is gonna be an E. So these are our beginning notes right here. We've got to jump all the way from that A up to that E, like it says right here, from A up to E. For na to give. So all together, that would be Never Gonna Give. Yeah, once you have that down, you almost have the whole entire song down, because the rest of the song just is pretty much going to use those ones right there. Nice and slow, we're going to play these 2 notes right here. We're sitting on this E. We're going to play 1 more of those and then go 1 note over. And that's the words you, up. So again, all of this together would sound something like this. Go ahead and pay close attention here. I'm gonna use those beginning notes like we already did, and then I'm gonna play E, E, D at the end and say the words, Never Gonna Give You Up. Along with the track, it's quite a bit faster, but go ahead and try to get those first few notes with me as I play the beginning line of Never Gonna Give You Up. Here we go. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Never gonna give you up. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you do the exact same thing, oops, but you mess up, and instead of playing that, when you jump up to the E, you miss, and you go accidentally too low, and you end up playing like that. That is actually the next line. So that's what we want. Never Gonna Let You Down is Never Gonna Let You Down. That's all of those same notes that we played before, but just messing up and playing these guys all over 1 note. So that's Never Gonna Let You Down. And then the next notes are these. You recognize those? Yeah, Never Gonna. And then there's a lot of Never Gonnas in the song. So Never Gonna Run. Now, at this point, most of you who are feeling like, I think I can get this if I practice it, start feeling like, no, slow down, you're losing me, I don't know how to play this yet, I need to practice. If you still need to practice, that's cool. just practice. You can come back to this video and rewatch the parts for the sections that you don't know yet. So you should just keep on practicing wherever you start to feel like, I think that made sense, but I need to practice it. Then just practice that part. So let me go through the rest of these notes here. Never gonna. We're gonna go back up to the C for run, and then D for and then we're gonna skip down to B and kind of let that trail down for a B and an A and a G. So run around. That would take some practice on its own. Just practice that phrase. Run around. And D is gonna be another G right there, and then D, C is gonna be cert U. So that whole phrase right there from right here, never gonna run around, would be never gonna run around and desert you. This next one? Really? Okay, Clapple says we need to be going a little bit faster. Fortunately, this whole next section right here is gonna repeat. Never gonna make you cry. That's all stuff we've done. Never gonna, we know that as well. So we just have this last line right here. And this is the crazy part because it's a G. We were on a G already at the end of this line. Never gonna, sorry, we were on an A at the end of that line. And now we need a G, but not a G we've ever seen before. Remember I said you can pick any group of 3 black notes, and the one in the middle, if you drag that down, that would be a G. We're gonna need to know that here. We're gonna use that tool because now we need a G that's way up high. And jumping from an A, counting all the way up, A, B, C, D, E, trying to find a G, that's really tough. So if we can take this A and just go, okay, I need a really high G. There's a group of 3, there's the middle note, I'm gonna drag it down, that's a G right there. We're gonna have to go from that A up to that G. Na, say, and then I wish we were coming back to this A, but we're coming back to this B right here. So that's na, say, good. I would definitely practice those 3 notes in order. That starts right here. Na, say, good. Never gonna say good. And the rest of this should be a lot easier once you get to that point. Ba-I is the same kind of thing that we did before where it just kind of trails down. And then we're gonna play never gonna tell a lie. That's the same exact phrase as never gonna run around and hurt you. That's it. That's all the notes. So it's probably going to be too fast for you if you've never tried this song before, if this is your first time playing this song. So if that's you, then just get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about the ones that you miss. We're going to go from right here. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert. Okay, now here's that beginning part again. Never gonna make you. Here's the big jump. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Yeah, okay, so it's really fast. There's probably a lot to practice there, but I think the more you practice the beginning part, the more you're gonna get good at the end part too, because there's so much repeating in there that practicing the beginning is just like practicing the end. So I think it'll be easier once you get into it a little bit more, but it can be a little bit intimidating because it's so fast and there are so many notes. So just take a little tiny chunk at a time, and I'm sure you'll get it, and you can practice more on levels 2, 3, 4, and 5. But for right now, Kendra, tell us about our weekly activity.
This week is the Grand Staff Spelling, and if you write the names of the notes, they all spell words. Find the words and tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram, and our mascot Penguin will hook you up with 150 bonus points. Won't you, Clawful?
And that's especially important practice if you are in Clapple Academy level 3 or higher, honestly. But even level 1 and 2 would benefit from that one. Well, right now it's time for our feature of the day. Which today is a game that we call Major and Minor, because I'm going to play a chord for you, and you're going to tell me if it's major or minor. What in the world does that mean? Well, the major chords generally sound happier or brighter or lighter than minor chords, which generally sound darker or sadder or heavier than major chords. So I'm gonna play a chord, and you're gonna try to tell me, is this a major chord or is this a minor chord? Here we go. And you're gonna play against Kendra, so she's gonna jump in here. She's pretty good at this stuff, so I don't think you're gonna be able to beat her, but maybe you can answer before her. So I'll play you a chord, and you're gonna tell me if it's major or if it's minor. before Kendra tells me. Here we go. Our first chord is this one right here. Does that sound major or does that sound minor? What do you think at home? And Kendra, what do you think?
I'm gonna guess major because it sounds kind of happy.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think.
If it was minor, it'd be like this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely less
Yeah.
happy.
Okay, cool. So here's some more difficult ones. What about this one right here? What do you think? Major or minor? Guessing at home. And Kendra, what do you think?
Minor?
It is minor, yeah. Which is
Cool.
kind of weird because that one's like higher up. So most people are like, oh, that sounds kind of high. That's probably major. But that one's actually a minor chord, even though it's a high sound. Okay, what about this one here? If we go like this. What do you think? At home, guessing, and Kendra, what do you think?
Well, it's so low, it's hard to tell because it almost sounds kind of like suspenseful, but
Yes.
it's not sad. So I'm gonna guess major?
This is a D major chord. Yes, if
Okay.
it was minor, it would sound like this. Yeah, nice job. Cool. So that is major and minor. And if you're in Clapple Academy level 3 or higher, actually, this is part of the course that you gotta do. So if you're practicing this stuff and you're in level 1 or 2, then that's great because that's gonna prepare you to get a great grade on level 3 stuff. Well, right now, let's do a little bit of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
This week is from Cole Beer. Says, Dear Jamin, can I learn how to play the piano by ear? Absolutely. In fact, I think everyone who's playing the piano is learning to play the piano by ear. They just don't always know it and they don't always pay attention. But yeah, absolutely. If you've ever played a song and then you hit a wrong note and you're like, wait a second, that was the wrong note. That wasn't your fingers telling you that it was the wrong note. That was your ear telling you it was the wrong note. So playing by ear just means paying attention to what you're doing. And then if you mess up, then like trying to figure out what the right note is. That's all that playing by ear is. Now, for some people, they hit the wrong note. They're like, oh no, I messed up. I don't know what to do. And other people mess up and they're like, oh, I messed up. I wonder what it was supposed to be. Maybe it was this one, maybe this one. And they get curious and they start guessing around. So the people who are more curious tend to play a lot more by ear. But honestly, if you can hear yourself messing up on any of the notes, well, then congratulations. I hear myself messing up on notes all the time too. And that means that we're both playing by ear. So my recommendation is if you want to play more by ear, then when you mess up, don't just stop playing or go back to the music and figure it out, but see if you can like poke around and see if you can find a note that works better in there. Well, that's our mailbag, and now I got a couple secrets for you.
Secret information.
And this week, in our top secret information folder, some information about this week's song. Oh, yeah, this one's actually pretty important. So I'm not going to point this out in any of the other levels. People who are in Clapple Academy like 5 or 6 or higher are already going to know this, but it's a secret for everybody else. These notes right here that we're playing, almost the entire song, these 5 notes make up something called the C pentatonic scale. And actually, just playing these notes, you can pretty much noodle around on these, just like poking at the notes on almost any song that we do in Kids Learn Piano Live, and just like playing them in almost any order. And that's going to sound great with almost all of our tracks. Even if you never heard the song before, this pentatonic scale is a really useful tool. So just playing those 5 notes, those sound good with almost all of the tracks that we've ever used for Kids Learn Piano Live. Try it out next time. It's the C pentatonic scale. And the next thing in our top secret information folder is that, later on, when we go to adding in our left hand, right here in level 3 and 4 and 5, this stuff in here, there's way more notes than we usually have in level 3. And it's going to go from an E to an A to a D to a G, and then an E to an A to a D to a G to an E to an A. This whole thing right here, this is called the circle of fifths. And if you're in Clapple Academy level 5 or higher, you're doing the jazz stuff where you have to do like all the 2-5-1s and stuff like that, and you're using the circle of fifths. You might recognize this, but for everybody else, that's a secret, that these moves, E to A to D to G. That's like so common that it's probably a good thing to memorize. E to A to D to G, and then at the end to a C. That's called the circle of fifths. So not very many people know that. When we get to level 3 and all the level 3 people are working on their stuff, like, this is so hard. You can be like, this is just the circle of fifths. And you can practice the circle of fifths. So next time it shows up in another song, which it will, you'll already know your circle of fifths. But that's all the secret information we have. So the last secret is who won this week's raffle. Maybe it was you. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.